The breaking point. The vast chamber of the galactic hegemony fell silent as Captain Maya Chen stepped through the massive doors. The representatives of 17 advanced civilizations stared down at the lone human from their elevated platforms. Their expressions, those who had expressions recognizable to humans, ranged from condescension to thinly veiled contempt. Maya wore the deep crimson uniform of Earth Fleet Command, adorned only with a simple captain's insignia and the stylized phoenix emblem that had become humanity's symbol among the stars. At 42, she had the weathered look of someone who had seen too much vacuum and not enough atmosphere. Her short black hair was peppered with gray, and a thin scar ran across her left cheek, a reminder of humanity's first and nearly disastrous contact with the Proxima Coalition 15 years earlier. High Arbiter Chloral, the massive crystal-bodied being who led the Hegemony Council, shifted his luminous form to address her. When he spoke, his voice resonated directly in Maya's mind through the neural translator embedded behind her ear. Captain Chen of Earth, you have been summoned to receive the Hegemony's decree regarding your species' continued violations of interstellar protocols. Maya stood perfectly still, her expression neutral. I'm listening, High Arbiter. Choral's crystalline body pulsed with purple light, a sign of irritation Maya had learned during her diplomatic training. Humanity has expanded into 7 new star systems within the past solar cycle. You have established mining operations in restricted sectors. Most concerning, you have developed military technologies that were not disclosed during your species' integration process. Technologies evolve, High Arbiter. That's hardly a crime, Maya replied, her voice steady. Not a crime, perhaps, but a destabilizing influence, hissed Delegate Cephras of the Vor Dominion, her serpentine form coiling tighter around her floating platform. Humanity joined the hegemony barely 30 cycles ago. You were still burning fossil fuels when my ancestors mapped the galactic core. Maya resisted the urge to point out that the Vor's mapping had mostly involved claiming resource-rich worlds and enslaving less advanced species. History was rarely kind to latecomers in the galactic community, a fact Earth's leadership understood all too well. The Hegemony Council has reached a unanimous decision. Sorrel continued. Earth will immediately halt all colonial expansion. Your military vessels will be retrofitted with hegemony oversight modules. Your research facilities will submit to quarterly inspections. Compliance is mandatory. Maya's hand tightened around the small device in her pocket, a quantum communicator linked directly to Earth Command. She had hoped it wouldn't come to this. And if Earth refuses? A ripple of murmurs spread through the chamber. Few species dared question a hegemony decree. This is not a negotiation, human, Cephas snapped. The combined might of the hegemony enforces our will. Your single homeworld and handful of colonies cannot stand against us. Maya smiled then, a small, tight expression that never reached her eyes. With respect, I need to consult with my government before responding. You have 1 standard hour, Sorrel granted, his tone making it clear that he expected submission at the end of that time. Maya nodded and stepped back into a small antechamber designed for diplomatic communications. Once the door sealed behind her, she activated the quantum communicator. Admiral Catri's holographic form appeared instantly, despite being 16 light-years away on Earth. They've issued the ultimatum, Admiral, exactly as our intelligence predicted. Catri's weathered face showed no surprise. And their demands: complete capitulation, oversight modules on our ships, inspection of research facilities, end to colonial expansion. Then we proceed as planned, Catri said, his voice heavy with the weight of the decision. Authorization Phoenix Ascendant. Confirmation code Theta 7 Echo 9. Maya input the code into her wrist terminal. Confirmed. Phoenix Ascendant activated. When she returned to the chamber, the council members were engaged in quiet conversation, already discussing how to divide the oversight of human territories among themselves. They fell silent as Maya took her position at the center of the room. Captain Chen, what is your government's response? Coral asked. Maya straightened her shoulders. Earth respectfully declines the hegemony's terms. The chamber erupted in outrage. Cephers rose to her full height, towering nearly 4 meters above her platform. You cannot simply decline. This is the will of the hegemony. Nevertheless, we decline, Maya repeated calmly. She tapped her wrist terminal, and the massive holographic display at the center of the chamber flickered to life, showing a star map of hegemony space. Perhaps this will explain why. Suddenly, hundreds of new signals blinked into existence throughout the map, appearing in systems thought to be secure, near critical hegemony installations, and even in the space surrounding the hegemony's capital world where they now stood. What deception is this? Thorl demanded, his crystalline form pulsing with angry red light. Not deception, High Arbiter. Revelation, Maya replied. Each signal represents an Earth vessel that just deactivated its stealth systems on my command. Impossible, gasped Delegate Torin of the Archivists Collective. Our sensor networks would have detected. Your sensors were designed to detect what you understand, Maya interrupted. We've been developing technologies along paths you haven't considered. The display zoomed in on one of the human vessels. A sleek, asymmetrical craft unlike anything the hegemony had seen before. Its hull seemed to shimmer with an inner light, bending the very starlight around it. The Hermes class, Maya explained, powered by what we call quantum fold drives. They don't just travel through space. They step partially outside normal spacetime, undetectable and virtually untargetable. This is an act of war, Cephers shrieked. Maya shook her head. No, if we wanted war, you wouldn't be seeing this demonstration. You'd already be defeated. This is an invitation to reassess your understanding of humanity's place in the galaxy. Laurel's crystalline form had darkened to a deep blue, a sign of deep concern or fear, Maya knew. How many? He asked quietly. 732 vessels currently in active service, Maya answered, with another 300 nearing completion in our secure shipyards. The council members exchanged glances of disbelief. For a species barely a century into FTL travel to have built such a fleet in secret was unprecedented. But there's something else you should know, Maya continued, her expression growing serious. Something more important than our disagreement. She adjusted the display again, and it shifted to show the far reaches of known space, the dangerous, unmapped region beyond the Perseus arm that the hegemony had declared forbidden to all member species. 3 months ago, one of our long-range scouts detected something in the void beyond Perseus, Maya said. Something moving toward hegemony space. The display showed grainy footage of massive objects, ships or creatures. It was hard to tell, moving in perfect formation through the darkness between stars. We call them the Vorax, Maya continued. We've attempted communication. They responded with silence, then violence. We lost 4 scout ships before we understood they have no interest in dialogue. The chamber had grown deathly quiet now. Our analysts estimate they will reach the first hegemony worlds within 6 months, Maya said. They're unlike anything we've encountered before. Their technology is organic, adaptive, and they're coming in numbers that suggest conquest, not exploration. Thorl slowly descended from his platform until he stood level with Maya, an unprecedented gesture from the High Arbiter. Why show us this? Why reveal your fleet's existence when you could have simply protected your own territories and let the hegemony fall? Maya looked around the chamber, meeting the eyes and sensory organs of each council member in turn. Because despite our differences, we believe in the possibility of a galaxy where diverse species can coexist. The Vorax do not. They consume. They assimilate. And based on what we've observed, they will not stop until everything in their path is either converted to their purpose or destroyed. She deactivated the display, plunging the chamber back into its normal lighting. Earth proposes an alternative to your ultimatum, Maya said. A true alliance. Not dominance and submission, but partnership. We will share our quantum fold technology. We will coordinate our defense networks, and together we will face what's coming." For several long moments, no one spoke. Then Sorrel's voice echoed through the chamber. And this time, he spoke aloud rather than through the neural link, his voice like crystal chimes in the wind. "The Council will deliberate on this new information." Maya nodded. "Don't take too long, High Arbiter. The clock is ticking for all of us." As she turned to leave, Cephas called out, "How do we know this Vorax threat isn't a fabrication? A human trick to force concessions from the hegemony?" Maya paused at the doors and looked back over her shoulder. "You don't. But ask yourselves this. If we wanted to conquer the hegemony, why would we need a lie when our fleet is already in position?" With that, she walked out, leaving the Council in stunned silence. As the massive doors closed behind her, Maya activated her communicator again. "Admiral, first phase complete. The Council is rattled, but they're listening." "Good," Chatri replied. "Because our long-range sensors just picked up accelerated Vorax movement. They're coming faster than we predicted." Maya closed her eyes briefly. "How long?" 3 months. Maybe less." She took a deep breath. "Then we better hope the hegemony values survival over pride." Outside the council chamber, Maya looked through the massive viewport at the glittering capital world below. Billions of lives from dozens of species, none of whom knew what was coming. She placed her hand against the cool, transparent material, watching her breath fog a small circle on its surface. "Hold the line," she whispered to herself. "Whatever comes, hold the line." The laughter of warriors. The observation deck of the UES Hermes offered a perfect view of the gathering armada. Captain Maya Chen stood with her hands clasped behind her back, counting the vessels as they emerged from fold space. Earth ships, sleek and asymmetrical, their hulls gleaming with the telltale shimmer of quantum field generators. Hegemony cruisers, massive and imposing, bristling with conventional weaponry that had kept the peace for thousands of years. Even ships from the Vor Dominion had joined the fleet, their serpentine designs cutting elegant arcs through the darkness. 2 months ago, such an alliance would have been unthinkable. "Quite a sight, isn't it?" Admiral Chatri said as he joined her at the viewport. In person, he looked older than his holographic projection had suggested, his dark skin lined with the weight of command, his silver hair cropped close to his scalp. "I counted 173 hegemony vessels," Maya replied. "More than I expected, considering how reluctant they were." Chatri nodded. "Nothing motivates cooperation like extinction." The Vor delegation arrived an hour ago. They're waiting in the command center. Maya suppressed a grimace. Of all the hegemony species, the Vor had been the most openly hostile toward humanity. Now they were supposed to fight side by side. "Has there been any word from the Perseus outposts?" she asked. "Nothing since the distress signal 3 days ago," Chatri replied grimly. "We have to assume they've been overrun." Maya nodded, her expression hardening. Then we're the last line of defense before they reach populated systems. The command center of the Hermes was designed for joint species operation, a visionary feature that had seemed unnecessary until now. Delegate Cephas of the Vor Dominion stood before the tactical display, her serpentine body perfectly still as she analyzed the battle projections. High Arbiter Chloral hovered nearby, his crystalline form casting prismatic patterns across the walls. "Captain Chen," Cephas acknowledged as Maya entered. There was none of the hostility from their previous encounter, just the cold focus of a warrior preparing for battle. "Delegate," Maya nodded respectfully. "Your ships arrived earlier than expected." "The Vor understand the gravity of our situation," Cephas replied. "We have reviewed your data on the Vorax. Their biological technology is concerning." Maya stepped up to the tactical display. "Our scouts managed to capture this footage before they were destroyed." The holographic projection showed a Vorax vessel up close for the first time. It was massive, at least 5 kilometers in length, its surface a disturbing blend of metallic components and what appeared to be organic tissue. Parts of the hull pulsed rhythmically, like a beating heart. "They're not just ships," Maya explained. "They're living weapons. The Vorax merge with their technology completely. Every vessel is an extension of their collective consciousness. How do you fight something that treats damage as merely an inconvenience?" asked one of the hegemony tacticians. Admiral Katri stepped forward. "That's where the quantum fold drives come in. The Vorax adapt quickly to conventional weapons, but our analysis shows they can't track objects moving through folded space." High Arbiter Sorrel's crystalline body pulsed with blue light. "The hegemony engineers have successfully integrated your quantum field generators into 17 of our capital ships. The remainder will use conventional FTL to flank the Vorax formation." Maya nodded. "Our strategy is simple but requires perfect timing. The quantum-equipped ships will make micro-jumps through the Vorax formation, delivering targeted strikes to their command nodes. Here, here, and here." She highlighted points on the Vorax vessel where the organic components were most concentrated. "Meanwhile, conventional forces will engage their support vessels to prevent them from adapting to our attack pattern." Cephas moved closer to the display. "And if they adapt anyway? They've had months to study human technology from the scout ships they destroyed." "Then we move to Phase 2, Maya replied, her expression grim. "But let's hope it doesn't come to that." The battle began 18 hours later. Maya stood on the bridge of the Hermes, watching as the first wave of Vorax ships emerged from faster-than-light travel. They moved with an unsettling grace, their massive organic mechanical forms gliding through space as if it were water. "All ships, battle positions," she ordered, her voice steady despite the pounding of her heart. Quantum fold drives charged and ready. "Captain," her tactical officer called out. "The Vorax are broadcasting on all frequencies." Maya exchanged a glance with Admiral Katri. This was new. Put it through. What came over the speakers wasn't language, at least not in any conventional sense. It was a series of rhythmic pulses, organic clicks, and subsonic vibrations that made Maya's teeth ache. "Translation matrix is failing," the communications officer reported. "It's not mapping to any known linguistic pattern." Then, abruptly, the sounds coalesced into broken, halting words in standard galactic. "We are inevitability. Resistance is evolution wasted." Maya felt a chill run down her spine. "They've assimilated our language from the scout ships. We consume, improve. Your technology will serve. Your biology will adapt." "Open a channel," Maya ordered. When the line was secure, she spoke clearly and confidently. "This is Captain Maya Chen of the United Earth Ship Hermes. You are entering protected space. Withdraw immediately." The response came faster this time, the Vorax apparently learning with each exchange. "Protected, irrelevant. Division, inefficient. You will join perfection." Maya looked at Admiral Katri, who nodded grimly. "All ships," she commanded. "Execute Phase 1. The battle erupted in a coordinated dance of devastation. Human ships blinked in and out of normal space, appearing inside the Vorax formation to deliver precise strikes before vanishing again. Hegemony cruisers unleashed barrages of conventional weapons, targeting the smaller Vorax vessels to prevent them from adapting to the quantum attacks. For the first hour, the strategy worked perfectly. 7 Vorax command ships sustained critical damage to their neural nodes. The rest of the formation seemed disoriented, their movements becoming erratic and uncoordinated. Then everything changed. "Captain," the tactical officer shouted, "the Vorax ships are merging." On the main view screen, Maya watched in horror as 3 damaged Vorax vessels flowed together like liquid metal, their organic components pulsing with new energy as they formed a single massive entity. "They're adapting," she realized aloud. "Faster than we anticipated." The new composite Vorax ship unleashed a wave of energy unlike anything they had seen before. It washed over 2 hegemony cruisers, which instantly went dark before drifting lifeless through space. Quantum interference, the science officer reported. They're generating a field that's disrupting our fold drives. Admiral Catri's expression darkened. Move to Phase 2. Maya hesitated for just a moment. Phase 2 wasn't just dangerous. It was potentially catastrophic. But they were out of options. All Earth ships, initiate Prometheus Protocol, she ordered. Hegemony vessels, fall back to minimum safe distance. Zephyrus's voice came over the comm, her tone sharp with concern. Captain Chen, our sensors detect an unprecedented power buildup in your vessels. What is Prometheus Protocol? Something we hoped we wouldn't need, Maya replied. Fall back now. Delegate. That's an order. As the Hegemony and warships retreated, the Earth fleet moved into a precise formation around the Vorax Armada. Each human vessel began to glow with an unearthly blue light as their quantum cores entered synchronization. Prometheus initialization at 80%, reported the engineering officer. Quantum resonance field stabilizing. Maya opened a channel to all Earth ships. This is Captain Chen. All ships prepare for total quantum inversion on my mark. May whatever gods you believe in watch over us today. She looked at Admiral Catri, who placed a hand on her shoulder. A gesture of support and shared responsibility. Prometheus initialization complete, came the report. Awaiting your command, Captain. Maya took a deep breath. Execute. In that moment, something impossible happened. The 17 Earth ships didn't just generate quantum fields. They created a single unified quantum bubble that encompassed the entire Vorax fleet. For a fraction of a second, that section of space existed both in normal reality and in the folded dimension simultaneously. The laws of physics objected violently. A blinding flash of light erupted at the center of the formation, so bright that even the view screens with automatic dimming couldn't fully compensate. When it faded, the Vorax ships remained, but they were twisted, contorted versions of themselves, as if reality itself had rejected their existence. My God, whispered someone on the bridge. The Vorax vessels drifted lifelessly, their organic components withered and gray, their mechanical systems fused into unrecognizable shapes. The quantum inversion had rewritten the very atomic structure of their hybrid technology. All ships, report status. Maya ordered, her voice hoarse. One by one, the Earth vessels checked in. 3 had suffered catastrophic damage from the quantum backlash. 5 more reported critical systems failures. But the majority had survived, and more importantly, the Vorax threat had been neutralized. In the aftermath, as rescue operations began and damage reports flooded in, Maya found herself back on the observation deck. The view was different now. Debris and disabled ships drifting where a fearsome armada had once been. Hegemony vessels were assisting with recovery efforts, working alongside human ships without hesitation. High Arbiter Coral joined her, his crystalline form subdued to a gentle blue glow. The Hegemony owes humanity a debt today, Captain Chen. Maya shook her head. We all fought together. That was the point. Yet it was human technology that turned the tide. Sorrel observed. The same technology we demanded you surrender to us. Technology is just a tool, High Arbiter. It's how we use it that matters. Sorrel was silent for a moment, considering her words. The Council has been reconsidering many things since our first meeting. Perhaps it is time for the Hegemony to evolve as well. Maya turned to face him. What are you proposing? A restructuring. No more decrees from on high. No more treating younger species as subjects rather than partners. Sorrel's form pulsed with new colors, greens and golds that Maya had never seen from him before. Earth has earned a place at the center of galactic affairs, not the periphery. Maya couldn't help but smile. Careful, High Arbiter. That almost sounds like respect. It is respect, Captain Chen. Hard-earned and well-deserved. As they stood together watching the fleet, Maya remembered something her grandmother had told her long ago when she first joined Earth Fleet. Humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology or our intelligence. It's that when pushed to the edge of extinction, we don't cower. We laugh in the face of impossibility, and then do the impossible anyway. Today, against all odds, humanity had proven that old wisdom true once again. And now, a new chapter in galactic history was beginning, one where humans would help write the rules rather than simply follow them. As if reading her thoughts, Sorrel spoke again. What will humanity do with its new influence, I wonder? Maya's answer was simple. Build something better than what came before, together. In the distance, the first transport ships were already departing for Earth, carrying representatives from a dozen hegemony species to begin formal negotiations for the new galactic compact. The stars seemed a little brighter somehow, the future a little more promising. Humanity had faced the abyss and emerged stronger, not just as survivors, but as leaders. And somewhere in the vast darkness beyond the Perseus arm, Maya knew more challenges waited. But for the first time, the galaxy would face them united, not as masters and servants, but as equals standing shoulder to shoulder. Whatever came next, they would be ready.